Every business needs a sequence, and we call this a new non-business sequence because in a post-pandemic era, the rules of the game has changed and they are changing fast and evolving rapidly. The business sequence here can be interchangeably used with the terms O2O marketing or marketing pipeline and funneling or even customer journey. It's the same thing except that we use these 5 stages here. Now, this whole spectrum of the 5 stages is also the end-to-end continuum where we begin at stage 1 as a business owner to market our product and services to prospects, right? And then to meet up with them and to offer them our products and services and hopefully to close them as customers, right down to stage 5 where we build long-term relationship with them. Here are the 5 stages of our new norm business sequence. I'm going to start with stage 2 actually, because this is where we want people to land on a platform, and we call this a landing page. Employ online technology like a web page. Now, you don't really need a website with all the bells and whistles, because what we need is really just one pager where we have the right information with the right message, of course, because at this landing page, what we want to do is to have an exchange where we want to transact their data, call them a lead, in exchange of what we are going to give them, a very small offer, maybe even a loss leader concept where we're going to give them something free. It could be a free download, a digital book, a digital gift, or it could be a digital coupon where they can download, print, and then bring it to you. If you're running an F&B outlet, I remember Ben & Jerry's used to do this with free cones and free ice cream. But whatever it is, you want to lead them to something, to an event. Later on, I will talk a little bit about that. So the landing page now, what is probably the main question is, where are these people going to come from? Where are these leads going to come from? Well, they come from stage 1, the marketing platform, but we also call this the omni-channel platform. Now, of course, we've been used to hearing terms like integrated marketing, multi-platform marketing. It's the same thing, but typically we call this omni-channel, like from all over. And where are these traffic sources? Where can they come from? Mainly from social media these days, but it could also be your warm leads in your database. If you've got a list of names and previous or referred contacts, they could come from there, or it could be really cold audiences from the internet, Google, SEO, that kind of thing. So whatever it is, we call them omni-channel. We put them together, we integrate all these marketing sources, or rather the traffic sources, and we point them and direct them towards the landing page. Now, once again, earlier on, I talked about the landing page needing to communicate some kind of a action where they click and give you and exchange their contact details for something. Now, what is that something? Typically, from a business standpoint, strategically speaking, we want them to go to an event. So you need to create this event. It could be anything from a coaching call, a free consultancy, or even a offline in-person event like an appointment if you're direct sales personnel, or maybe an insurance agent, or even if you are running a practice where you see clients, physiotherapy or counseling, or if you're an F&B outlet where given them the free coupon to download and they have to come to your outlet, right? Or to your retail unit. Whatever this event is, you want them to come towards you. That's the whole point. So this is like reeling in the fishes right into your pond, into your aquarium. And hopefully at this event, whether it's online or offline, you get to meet them in person, because trust needs to be built. You need to cultivate some kind of warmth, and we can only do that through a human interaction. And then they get to hear your offer and a CTA, a call to action, where some action is taken favorably towards buying or purchasing your product or your services. And so you need to follow up. Maybe there needs to be more inquiry, Q&A, and ultimately to close, right? Because you want to close them as a customer, which leads you to delivering the product or service and ultimately building a long-term relationship. We call this the CRM, the client relationship management, because it's no longer just a one-time customer ad hoc and then start over again, repeat, but you want to build them into LTVs, lifetime value. Now, what's interesting and important about this business sequence is that I've divided it into 2 parts, the top portion and the bottom portion. The top portion is in pink or red color, which denotes the customer value or what happens in this customer journey and what actually is happening significantly there. And then below will be this blue shaded area where we talk about your roles as a business owner, your strengths, your skills required to perform a particular function or task at each stage. So let's take a look at the upper part first, which is in red color, and where we define your potential customer. So right at stage 1, they are not customers. Obviously, they're just pure traffic and they come from all sources. So we call them traffic sources. It could be social media, it could be your phone book on your phone, it could be a list that you keep, like an email list. Wherever they come from, they are considered traffic. They are just potential eyeballs. So maybe email or marketing campaigns and ads, and then they click on a link that lands up in your landing page. So potentially they become your leads, and that's where we come up with the term lead generation. We're generating leads, generating eyeballs and audiences that read your page, and then they might be interested enough for them to take an action by clicking and submitting their details and giving you their particulars. Remember, data and leads generation, so that they can download that free perceived value gift that you're giving them, or coupon, or even a free coaching call, or a visit that they're going to come in for a consult, etc. Right? So remember the event. So you must piece that event there and communicate the value of that event so that they will be persuaded to click and give you the details. And that's where we come up with the term leads generation. Now, they may sign up, for your event maybe, but it doesn't mean that they will show up, because at the event, whenever they show up, they become a prospect. A prospect is a highly qualified lead or a mid to high qualified lead, and it becomes a warm potential customer. When they come and meet you either face to face, in person, or online, or over Zoom, at that webinar or that training session or that coaching call, whatever it is, that is an opportunity for you to build some kind of human interaction or relationship with them. Remember, in this day of high tech, there needs to be that high touch as well. So for us, we believe a lot in high tech, high touch, and high trust, because after the touch, after hearing you, after observing your sincerity, your authenticity, and your credibility, then they'll be more inclined to have you offer them your products and services, and they may even buy from you. And once they buy from you, then they have effectively converted into a customer. A customer is defined as anyone who has exchanged money for your services or for your product. A transaction must be made, and the moment that transaction takes place, you must quickly wear the hat of a servicer. You need to deliver and to delight your customer. And of course, we don't end there, because stage 5 simply means you cultivate this customer and make him and convert him into a client, a long-term client. From now on, it's no longer a customer anymore. It is like a partner. So from now on, he or she becomes your client, and hopefully you can build that long-term value, LTV, where you can continue to cross-sell or resell or even upsell, and you can bring him back and cycle him back through this business sequence as well. Okay, so these are terms that we use for your potential customer. What happens during this journey, this customer journey, is also very interesting and very poignant for us to pick up. For example, when he lands on your landing page and reads the content, he's actually already investing time. So there's already a investment made by your potential customer, and that's very valuable, and you need to respect that. So whenever someone takes the time to read and even show up at stage 3, your event, he's already giving you time. And when he stays on and listens to you and hears you live in person, especially, he is already building trust and giving you their trust, which is so important for the next stage of exchanging that trust for treasure. Okay, by the way, I always teach that money is always transacted in a warm environment, and warmth is created through high trust. So by the time he's ready to make that purchase from you and exchange his treasure, trust needs to be in place. Nobody hands you money without that sense of trust. So that's the upper area where we talk about the customer perspective. Now let's talk about the business owner's perspective below, which is in blue. At stage 1, obviously you need the skills and the talent for marketing. And omnichannel, there could be so many areas and skills required, whether it's Facebook advertising, whether it's campaign management, and how you write your copywriting of your message, the marketing message. Stage 2, where they are leads, obviously at the landing page, you need some technical skills, UI, UX, website design. Not every one of us have that kind of skill, so then we need to find partners or people with that skill. Obviously, you can outsource, but I have a thing or two about that, my own opinions, but basically you need that kind of skill. At stage 3, where you organize an event, you need administrative and coordination skills and strategies. How do you even lay out, for example, a calendar scheduler so that people can book an appointment with you? How do they download whatever gifts or coupons that there, and then coordinate it in such a way that they have to come and redeem that? So all these require liaison and coordination. Or maybe you have to put up a webinar or a training event, whether it's online or offline, and that requires coordination skills. And at stage 4, obviously you need sales, because you want to to help follow up and close this prospect into a customer. So salesmanship, objection handling, and then of course right down to the transaction. And then lastly, you want to serve the client. So you need service skills. Remember, it is the relationship cultivation that you hope to do. Take a look here. You will notice that stage 1, 2, and some parts of 3 requires technology-driven enablement, right? So tech enablement is important, and so that's where the high tech comes in. You have to employ digital and technological devices, right, or systems. But then there's also the human part, which we call high touch and high trust. So the human engagement part, obviously you need to somehow have that kind of connection made, and usually it starts at stage 3 most of the time, right, as prospects, because that's where trust is being built. So you will see in a nutshell that this framework, this map, becomes a very good roadmap for you to design your business right from stage 1 all the way to stage 5, and the elements required, whether it's your responsibility or whether it's your role and the skills that you need to have for each one of the stages, or in looking at your customer, the upper row, in terms of the significant transactional currencies that is taking place as well. So I wish you all the best in using this business sequence. If you have any clarifications or you need help and support, you can reach out to us. Also, let me invite you to the EAP, which is the Entrepreneur Accelerator program, which I conduct a couple of times a year. Click on any of the links and reach out to us, inquire about it. My name is Glenn Lim, Business Breakthrough Strategies, and I look forward to working with you.